Grace and peace, everybody. Grace and peace. We are back. Thank you so much. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title, so you know what we are about to do. Happy Sunday to you. Happy Lord's Day to everybody. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me on this evening. We're going to go over a couple of things that I think are going to be beneficial to talk about this week, moving into a new week of drama and shenanigans. And as the peach rots continue. So hopefully you'll have a good show tonight. Thank you so much for everybody that's already stopped by. Thank you to everyone that's already hit the like button. I really do appreciate it. And extra humongous, gigantic shout outs to all of the new members of the channel. There will be a special members only live stream on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be speaking with Pastor Seymour Hellegard, and he is a pastor from California, and he has done a great job of explaining MLK. And the reason I want to bring him on, because he not only does he talk about MLK, but he does a great job of explaining the Black church. So as we've been discussing and talking about and digging into, why do Black churches keep allowing these spiritual charlatans to come in there and do their spiritual money laundering? He's going to help us break that down. So on Tuesday at 7 o'clock, members only live chat. You'll see the notification coming out soon. I thank y'all so much for supporting me, supporting this channel. And I think we're going to have a good conversation with Pastor Hellegard. Lots of good information from him. And you've probably seen him before. He's been on the channel before. He's certainly a friend of the channel, and I think you all are going to enjoy that so much. So that is going to be on Tuesday at 7 o'clock. I do want to say, as you see the ticker says right here, thank you so very much to Terry Adams for sponsoring the stream. Yesterday, Terry, I didn't do a live stream yesterday, but Terry dropped me a super sticker, and I want to say thank you so much for that. So I really do appreciate it. So there we go. Thank you so much for supporting and sponsoring the stream, Terry. I appreciate it. Now I see some good people have already popped into the chat. Always good to see Kenya, and it looks like everything is working correctly. That's what I like. Perfect. If you're somebody, maybe you haven't been getting notifications from your favorite YouTubers, hopefully I'm on that list. But if you haven't been getting notifications when they go live, there is a video on my channel about what to do if you're not getting notifications. It's a simple change that you need to make on your phone that will allow you to get notifications. And so far so good, it works. I see even now I got the notification on my phone while that I was going live, so I can see that it does in fact work. So if you're not getting notifications from any of your favorite YouTubers, go check it out. If I get the moderators to drop that link in there, or if you just go to my channel, look under shorts, and there's a short video on what to do if you're not getting notifications. Good to see you, Transplanted Texan. Always good. And there we go. Swanson Brewer, always good to see you as well. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. And here we go. Thank you so much, Transplanted Human. Transplanted Texan. I hope you're human as well. But Transplanted Texan just dropped that in there. Thank you so much for that as well. So if you're not getting notifications from your favorite YouTubers or whatnot, this might be something that'll fix that for you, and hopefully you'll find some value in it. But again, thank y'all so much for hanging out. Looks like we got a good cast jumping in here, so we're not going to take too much longer. We're going to go ahead and get this party rolling, because I do want to take some time to hear what you all have going on in your lives as well. So y'all know how we do. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go.
Welcome back to Season 3 of As the Peach Rots. In this engrossing third season, we marinate the fetor of Georgia's political elite in the tangy vinegar of accountability. In a state where the odor of mendacity lingers in the air, our intrepid team of chatroom investigators is on a mission to peel back the layers of deceit and uncover the truth. From backroom deals to embezzlement scandals, no stone is left unturned in our pursuit of justice. But as tensions rise and alliances shift, who can be trusted in the Peach State? Join us for a season ripe with drama, where even the fruit isn't safe from corruption, because sometimes the juiciest scandals are right under your nose.
As the peach rots, the daily, dare I say almost hourly drama that is the Georgia interference case and all the shenanigans that have happened because of that. Every day is something new, almost literally every day. So shout out to the U.S. Immigration Report YouTube channel, because they do a daily update and they just collect all of the different news outlets and such like that, and they put them together in a montage. And this one right here was super, super helpful. So if you want to kind of get an idea of like, okay, where are we in this case and whatnot. This one right here just take all of the different newscasts and really help bring it to light. So let's bring it in and let's see what we got. Let's go.
Georgia, the Court of Appeals there disqualify Willis in October. That was a big victory for Trump.
This is a huge blow to Fani Willis. Disqualified, yes. Off the track, yes. This case had a lot of momentum, and now it has been stopped in its tracks.
Former President Donald Trump's election interference case in Georgia is hitting a snag.
According to the Georgia Finance Disclosure Act, Fani Willis, as a district attorney for Fulton County, is required to file financial disclosures. All office holders, we all have to do this. However, she did not file financial disclosures in 2019, 2021, and 2022. Now we all know about her secret boyfriend. It is now public. She was having a personal relationship with Nathan Wade. Nathan Wade is the prosecutor that she hired and is paying the most money out of her entire team. And he has the least amount of experience. He's never tried a RICO case before. She's paying him $250 an hour, which is nearly $700,000. She's paid Nathan Wade, but yet they're having a personal relationship. Here's the problem. Nathan Wade did not file as a lobbyist when he courted Fani Willis as his girlfriend to hire him for this job. Now they've taken, luxurious vacations, Caribbean cruises, Napa Valley trips, and we don't know how many restaurants they've eaten at. How much has Nathan Wade basically paid off Fani Willis for the job that he is being hired to do? And he's being paid by the taxpayers here in Georgia. Fani Willis has completely betrayed the trust of the people here in Georgia.
That was absolutely a big victory for Trump. No October surprises, at least not in Georgia. There could be an October surprise for Fani Willis, though, when she has the October hearing and then she faces an election in November. But overall, I gotta say,
you know what? I'm going to do something today. I know I said I was going to chime back off of my political consulting role, but I'm going to go back. I'm going to put on my political consulting hat. Let me put on my political consulting hat, because I found something I think would be super, super beneficial to Courtney Kramer. And if Courtney Kramer's listening, my name is Jason. I'm a hired gun. You can definitely reach out to me, dearwokec@gmail.com. I got something, so just stay tuned. We're going to talk about it. But she mentioned that. I do want to bring that up. Let's go.
Donald Trump's interview yesterday really struck a very measured tone. It was quite unifying. I think that's what the Nikki Haley voters and the independents that we're trying to shore up are going to want to hear.
They want to arrest on no crime. They want to arrest the person that won the nomination in a landslide. There was nobody even close. In a landslide. The person that got millions of votes, more votes than any other sitting president in history in the last election. The person that won an election that he wasn't expected to win against Hillary Clinton in 2016. You can go back to all of these legal scholars. They can't believe what's happening. Some of them don't even like me, and they're saying this is a very, very dangerous thing that's happening. No, we can't let this happen, and I will do everything in my power not to let. It is weaponization of the election, and we're talking about, I think, the most important election in the history of our country.
President Trump gets charged for allegedly mishandling documents, but Jack Smith can mishandle documents, no problem.
I will not be intimidated, and the Justice Department will not be intimidated.
It is rather odd that the third-ranking official in your office leaves it to go to a local prosecutor's office to prosecute this case.
Justice Department had nothing to do with that person going.
The public has seen through the claims you've made today about fair and impartial pursuit of justice. They see that Lady Justice's blindfold has slipped off, and they need look no further than the treatment by your department of former President Trump and current defendant.
Well, Garland was asked about potential coordination between the DOJ and the DA's offices. Watch this.
Will the Department of Justice provide to the committee all documents, all correspondence between the department and Alvin Bragg's office and Fani Willis's office and Letitia James's office?
The offices you're referring to are independent offices of state.
I get that. I get that. We provide those communications.
If you make a request, we'll refer it to our Office of Legislative Affairs.
But see, here's the thing. You come in here and you lodge this attack that it's a conspiracy theory that there is coordinated lawfare against Trump.
Congressman, your reaction?
Yeah, Matt did a great job there in engaging with the Attorney General because it's very clear what's going on here, right? I mean, you have the deputy to the third ranking member of the Attorney General in the DOJ's office goes and works with the district attorney in New York to then target former President Trump. And then you see now this kind of level of coordination, but the Attorney General doesn't want to respond to that. He just simply wants to say, oh, no, those are state offices. I can't comment on that. Yes, you can. Matt was exactly right. If you're in communication with those offices, you can answer those. If you're going to claim that it's conspiracy theory, then just dismiss all of that by saying, look, here are all our communications. We weren't actually coordinating with those offices. Bull. Everybody who can watch this sees that it's a politicized attack on the former president. And look, I haven't always agreed with the former president. You haven't always agreed with the former president. The former president is being targeted and attacked by this Department of Justice, but also leftists throughout the country, and especially in Bragg's office, and they're doing it for political reasons. It's undermining the rule of law. I just gave a speech on the floor of the House on this very topic. The rule of law is what sets our country apart.
Yeah, they don't care about that. They don't care about the rule of law. They don't care about norms, the Constitution, the Declaration. They think it's all racist and it all has to be replaced. And the indignant responses today were not at all surprising. Congressman, great to have you on. Thank you.
Joining me now is Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan, the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee and the subcommittee on the weaponization of the federal government. He's also a member of the House Oversight Committee. Congressman, it's great to see you. Mr. Chairman, thanks very much for being here. Yeah. Can you give us a sense of your takeaway of the Merrick Garland hearing yesterday?
Well, first of all, we're not trying to intimidate anybody. We just want the best evidence. And the best evidence in the situation with Robert Hur and Joe Biden is the audio tape. I mean, and legitimate purpose? We're in an impeachment inquiry, for goodness sake, voted on by the full House of Representatives. It's one of the powers exclusively that resides with the House of Representatives. That's as legitimate as it gets, for goodness sake. So remember what Robert Hur said, by the way. On page
Jim Jordan be getting turned, man. Jim Jordan be getting loud. I love it. I love the passion. Let's go. Let's go.
One of his report, he said Joe Biden knowingly kept, Joe Biden knowingly disclosed classified information. Then on page 231, he told us why he did so. He says, page 231, quote, Joe Biden had numerous reasons for ignoring classified procedures had motivations for ignoring classified procedures because he was writing a book for which he got paid $8 million. So we have motive, we have the elements of the crime, but he doesn't get charged because he's this forgetful old man. Okay, fine. That's what Robert Hur concluded. But we have a duty to evaluate all the evidence, and the best evidence is the audio tape, particularly when the Justice Department has said we are impartial, we are independent from the White House. Well, we need to evaluate that claim as well to make sure they're operating in the way they're supposed to for the American people. That's why we want that information.
So one of your colleagues earlier said that the document, the actual printout of the interview was doctored or edited by the DOJ. They took out ums and this and that. And that's one of the reasons that you want to see the audio. What specifically was doctored or edited?
Well, that's what we've been told, exactly what you described, Maria. But we also know in other speeches the president has made, the White House will change the transcript. The most famous one, of course, is the one about a month ago where Joe Biden actually says the word pause, where it's meant to, as obviously from the teleprompter, you're supposed to take a pause there between the lines that you were reading. He actually says the word out loud. When we got the transcript, the original transcript, it had pause deleted from what he said. So we know they have done that in the past. They've told us they've altered this one. Let us see. And again, best evidence. Best evidence is an audio tape. Second best evidence is a transcript. And then for them to assert privilege, they've already given us the transcript. They can't have it both ways. They can't say, oh, we're going to give you everything except this one item, and we're asserting privilege on that. That makes no sense to me either. I think they've waived the privilege. We're entitled to the best evidence. We're an impeachment inquiry, and we're the legislative body charged with doing oversight of the executive branch. So give us the information.
Well, I mean, I was just going to say that. I mean, you're in charge of oversight of the executive branch. You just said it. You're the chairman of the Judiciary Committee. You're a member of the Oversight Committee. That's supposed to be your role in those roles in terms of an oversight position. But you're not going to get this. You're not going to get this audio tape. Is there anything else you can do? Because they keep stonewalling you, and they've done it in the past. They're going to continue stonewalling. You know that.
We've already held Attorney General Garland in contempt. That's passed out of committee. I think that's going to pass on the House floor next week, so we can take that effort. We've proposed yesterday. We've working with the Appropriations Committee. It's time to defund these things. Stop the lawfare. No more federal funds can go to these rogue prosecutors, these state DAs who go after the president. So no funds can go to Alvin Bragg, Fani Willis, and any special counsel who hasn't been Senate approved shouldn't get funds. That's our legislation. That would take the money away from Jack Smith. We got to use the power of the purse that we have. And we've also proposed legislation. We passed this out of committee a year ago. I wish it would have already passed the House floor, but we passed it out of the Judiciary Committee a year ago that says any case like President Trump's, the defendant can move it to federal court. That would solve this problem. If it had been law, wouldn't have this situation with Alvin Bragg and what he's doing to President Trump, this lawfare that's going on.
Well, I want to ask you about that because I want to understand if you believe this was led by the Biden administration. John Ratcliffe joined me on Sunday and said this was all coordinated, all of these indictments on Trump. Watch this.
What happened in this case is that after Donald Trump announced he was going to run for president, 4 different sets of prosecutors went to Joe Biden's White House to meet with Joe Biden's lawyers and his Department of Justice. From Georgia, from New York, Letitia James, Jack Smith, shortly before he brought his indictments, and of course, Alvin Bragg, who not only met with Joe Biden's lawyers in the White House, he took one of Joe Biden's lawyers from the Department of Justice to have him bring this case. So, all of these people in all of these jurisdictions, Maria, are proxies of the Biden White House.
Mr. Chairman, do you have evidence that all of those prosecutors met with White House counsel before making these indictments?
2 things. We have the timing. John's exactly right. 3 days after President Trump announces he's running for president, Merrick Garland names Jack Smith special counsel. Fani Willis doesn't bring charges until after President Trump announces he's running for office. Alvin Bragg said, I cannot envision a world where I would prosecute President Trump and call Michael Cohen as a witness. But that's exactly what he did after President Trump announces he's running for president. So we have the timing of it all. What we're trying to get is the communications. And we've been pushing for that for months from the Attorney General. In fact, we've got letters from months ago where we've said, give us that information, and we're going to do everything we can to get that information. Yesterday, the Attorney General said he's not sure, he didn't know if folks from the Justice Department met with Alvin Bragg, Fani Willis. Well, we want to know that. So he should have been able to answer that question. He said he wasn't sure. That's why we've asked for that information. We want to get it. But we know the timing is exactly as John Ratcliffe described.
Well, that sounds like critical information. Will you get that? Will you be able to prove it?
I think we will. I've done 100 subpoenas, Maria. We're going to keep doing that. And more importantly, we're going to push for the legislation to get done on the venue change and on the defunding of these lawfare activities that have been specifically targeted of their political opponents, namely President Trump.
Well, let me get your take on what President Biden did yesterday, because you've been talking about the border so much for these last 3.5 years. Now he's doing an executive action that will temporarily suspend asylum claims if illegal migrant crossings top 2,500 a day for 7 days. The ban stays in effect until 14 days after daily crossings reach an average of less than 1,500 encounters a day for, again, 7 consecutive days. The New York Post is reporting this so-called crackdown will still allow at least 1.8 million asylum seekers into America every year, even if it's fully enforced. Here's Biden shifting the blame for the border crisis on you and your colleagues and President Trump. Watch this.
4 months ago, after weeks of intense negotiation between my staff and Democrats and Republicans, we came to a clear bipartisan deal. It was the strongest border security agreement in decades. But then Republicans in Congress, not all, but walked away from it. Why? Because Donald Trump told them to. So today, I'm moving past Republican obstruction and using the executive authorities available to me as president to do what I can on my own to address the border.
By the way, there are lots of carve-outs here. You can have an unaccompanied child crossing the border, and they're fine, even if it's above the 2,500. You can have visa holders and others as well. So there's a lot of room for misuse here, Mr. Chairman. Your thoughts?
Well, I mean, first of all, they told us forever the border was secure. I mean, we got to have this executive action from the president yesterday, but they told us time and time again, no, nothing's needed, the border secure. Secretary Mayorkas testified in front of Congress umpteen times saying the border's secure. President Biden said it was secure. Kamala Harris, the border czar, has said it's secure. But now they suddenly, 5 months before an election, oh, no, it's not really. We got to take this action. And then somehow it's Republicans' fault, even though a year ago we passed legislation, House Bill 2, that would take care of this because it would put back in place the policies that President Trump had, the very policies that Joe Biden undid on day one. Right. 3 things he did on day one. No more building the wall, no more remain in Mexico while we evaluate your asylum claim, and if you get here, you will not be detained, you will be released to wherever you want to go in the country. Those 3 things have created this situation. And yet they told us for 3.5 years everything's fine, and now suddenly before an election, because Americans have figured it all out, they're going to do something? This is ridiculous. Senator Kramer is exactly right. This is way too little, too late, and it doesn't even work. The process he's laid out isn't going to work as well.
All right, we'll be watching all of that 5 months before a presidential election. Congressman, it's good to see you this morning. Thank you, sir.
It is almost like we are living in the October surprise. It is almost as if we're just living it. Like we are in Groundhog's Day. Groundhog's Day? Yeah, like this is the October surprise. Every day is just another October surprise. It's another something that they're dropping, something that's coming out. Why is there a picture of me up in the top corner? Why is that there? Okay, we got them taken care of. But yeah, I just think that's wild. So just to keep us up to pace with what's going on with Fani Willis, what's going on with in D.C., the D.C. stuff has been definitely, because I haven't been able to keep up with all of the different hearings. So it was kind of interesting to hear that. And I hope that you all got something from it. Let's see real quick. Yeah, okay. So hopefully you all got something good from it. I'm hoping that it will continue to shed light, and I'll just continue to bring more information. The more I get, the more I'm sharing. So next we'll be talking about, not today, of course, we'll be talking some about Tiffany Henyard. I got some good news on that this week coming up, as well as hopefully some more insight, if you will, on the Georgia cases and all these things. I'm trying to get some legal experts in on the channel so we can really have some good conversation with people that really know what they're talking about. So, y'all know who the people are. Y'all know who I've been reaching out to. So as soon as I get a definitive, we'll definitely schedule a live stream with them, and hopefully they'll be there to answer your questions and such like that, because I really would think there's a lot of good that somebody who's in this field that's talked about this for long periods of time could definitely benefit from. So my goal is to bring them on to answer your questions so you all could get some benefit from it. So thank you all so much for that. Let's see what we got here. Kamala, there's the border czar. Is that pretty much the duty of the vice president? It seemed like for the last couple of presidencies, the vice president has been the one that took all the blame for what's going on at the border. And of course, there have been things that have been out of their control, but it just seemed like the border czar just seems to be the vice president's role. I'm in California, moving to Vegas. Please forgive me. Nice. Okay. Please check out the Teespring, the T Public. Absolutely. Thanks so much. Grab your Dalton Must Be Stopped shirt. Absolutely. Make sure you hit that like button. Thank you so much. Retired. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. It's definitely spiritual warfare. It is definitely that. All right. Let's see what we got. Wait, what's the name of the trial? I see y'all talking about something I missed. Oh, okay. Y'all talking about the Kenneth Copeland one? That was crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, and what he's talking about is there's a case here in Georgia. If you're not familiar, it is the largest RICO case in Georgia history. It's been the longest running case, I believe, in Georgia history as well. And it's called the YSL, the Young Slime Life trial. And there's a rapper named Young Thug who is, and several other co-conspirators are being brought up on RICO charges. And every day, if not several times a week, there's just something dramatic that happens. So on Friday, I believe it was, or Thursday, it was Thursday, there was the state's witness, Oh, by the way, and it's in Fulton County. So y'all know who's the DA in Fulton County. So on Thursday, the state's witness, he already had immunity. He was given a plea deal. He gets up on the stand and pleads the fifth. When they ask him what is his age, how old is he pleads the fifth. And if you've already been given immunity and you plead the fifth, you get thrown immediately in jail. You do not get the pass go. You do not collect $200. You go straight to jail. So he went straight to jail for that. And we were talking about it because we didn't understand really why, what was the big deal. And I think the overall consensus is that he doesn't want to rat on, this is a real gang. This is a real gang. This is not just a gang in name only, but this is a real actual gang. And he does not want to be known as one who is snitched, even as much as saying how old he is. He might have even said too much by even saying, and that was something else. And I saw somebody else comment right here. He might have said too much by even saying his name. And retired said here, and I do think that's it as well. The state offered him immunity, but the federal government did not. So if he committed a federal crime, sure, Fani Willis might not. Let's say that there was a federal crime of wearing a blue baseball cap. Fani Willis could, and let's say there's also a state crime of wearing a blue baseball cap. Fani Willis could say, we waive the right to charge Jason in wearing a blue baseball cap, and we want to give him immunity. The problem is the feds didn't say that. So if I get on the stand and say something that incriminates myself rather than pleading the fifth, I could very well now Fani might not throw me in jail, but the federal government can throw me in jail because I'm violating the law by wearing a blue baseball cap. So I'm better understanding it. And I think, I see Kiana's added as well. He doesn't get immunity from federal charges. There we go. So the feds didn't offer him immunity. It was just the state that offered him immunity. And that was Fani Willis's DA's office. So it's really weird and it's super complicated. But if you've been following the YSL case, you also know that it's weird, it's complicated, but my goodness, in the morning, it is a clown show of epic clown show proportions. It's crazy. So, there was some federal firearm charges. There we go. Those are federal charges. So Fani can choose not to do anything on a state level if they were state, but please understand, it's still going to be a federal charge. So even if he did give all the information, share all the goods, whatever, he would still be going to, he still would violate federal law. So I totally get it now. But so that's what's going on in the YSL case. And of course, we'll talk about that this week as well. So I do want to say, I appreciate all of y'all. If you have a question, feel free to drop question in the chat. Always, you can do that. We can definitely talk about it, answer some questions toward the end. And then, of course, I want to say thank you, everybody. It looks like we're about 65 strong right now. It looks like about 61 of y'all have all liked the video, which is dope. I thank y'all so much for liking the video. You are the best live chat. Y'all add all the value. I'm just here kind of directing and guiding it. But please understand, y'all are the ones. I thank you all very much for that. And all of your support means a lot. Thank you so much. Let me see right here. What's going on, Liberty TV? Thank you so much. Kamala said in Philadelphia that her new role is being in charge of the Office of Gun Violence Prevention. See, we just be making up stuff. That's how you know the government is entirely too big. Like, you can just make up an office like that. Gun violence prevention. Girl, you're going to be out of a job next Tuesday. So let's just let it go. Stop it. Stop it. Just stop it. Just stop. But I do appreciate y'all so much. It looks like, again, we bubbled up to a couple more. All right. I appreciate all 70 of y'all that are watching it. Definitely. And if you do like this content, feel free to make sure you like the video. If you like that good social and political commentary from a Christian male perspective, go on and hit that button. I appreciate you. Let's see what we got. Hey, don't worry about it, Jackie. We appreciate you stopping by nonetheless. Don't even worry about it. We still left the light on for you. The best live chat always greets you. Thank you so much. No, we're not going to let her do that. We're not going to let her do that because, again, they got some other stuff to worry about. Woody was a allegedly on the IG page of the courthouse saying he was going to plead the fifth, but the DA's office didn't know that. Little Woody, the guy. Okay. I don't know. It just seemed like they knew it because the questions they asked were so silly. How old are you? But I do understand. I totally understand that question might have been important. It just didn't seem like a good one, in my opinion. Let's see what we got. I see lots of people are not feeling Kamala's gun violence would increase by 1,000%. Yeah, she's not somebody I would be looking to be the czar of gun violence by any means or measure. What's going on, Standing for Christ? What's up, brother? Grace and peace. This is another fantastic content creator. Makes excellent content centered around and focused on our Lord and Jesus Christ. So go check out what he's doing over there. You feel free to drop your link in the chat, Standing for Christ, or the moderators will do it. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's not going to work well at all. I have no hope in that at all. I appreciate you. Thanks so much for dropping the like. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. But they were standing there when he said, according to another lawyer. You know what? It doesn't actually surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if the little guy, what's his name, Little Woody, was in fact planning to plead the fifth, and they knew about it. It wouldn't surprise me one bit, because this office, as somebody said, I did see it and I didn't pull it up, but it's basically the Fulton County DA's office is Latin for sloppy. There it is. It's synonymous with sloppy. I mean, they're poorly run. They just don't look like they know what they're doing. It doesn't come across to me like they know what they're doing. It doesn't. But, okay, here's a little fun activity. What's going on, Saved by Faith in Christ alone? Good to see you. All right, here's a little fun activity I thought about today just to do something different. All right, grab your cell phone right now. Everybody grab your cell phone. And in the chat, tell me what is the percentage of your battery life on your cell phone. Okay, I got mine. Let me drop mine. What is the percentage? I just want to see that. Let's see what we got. Are y'all one of those people that just like, there we go. Bang. What's the percentage of yours? All right, I'm at 87% at the current moment. Both of mine are at 87%. What about you? Just something fun. I was thinking about, I said, wonder what people, like how low do they let their phones get when they're on here? Okay, 76%. I got you. Whoa, Q, you living life dangerous. You living dangerous, Q. I like that, retired. I like that. Yo, a servant's heart. Yo, you in that dangerous life. See, here's Marshall the plug. Marshall the plug. He got to stay at 100% because he stays sending me emails all day. What's going on? 18%? Ooh, it got me nervous over here. Melinda, yo, get to 7%. Y'all stop playing. You living too dangerous out here. Y'all dangerous in these streets. 38, 88, 81. I know what you mean, Judith. Judith means 73% because the 5 is the percent symbol. I got you. Don't worry. I got you covered. Sassy and Free says 36. Y'all living. Okay, so are you dude, what is wrong with you? Come on, my guy. Come on, y'all. Stretch your hands toward. Come on. Melinda, that's living too dangerous for me. That's living too dangerous. Okay, because I realized like my phone, my charger in my car, after it gets to a lower percentage, like 5%, the wireless charging does not pick it up. It does not help it. So it really needs to be plugged in. So I try not to live that dangerous. I stay above 80% when I can. Mine is, wow. My daughter stays plugged in most of the day too. I'm with you there. I let mine run, but when it gets under, especially like right now, I only have a wired charger here. But if in my car, it's going to be like I really need to stay above that. I want to say it's like 7%. Once it gets to 7%, the wireless charging does not pick up. I don't know why. But if it's at 10, it's good. But if it gets to 7, it's a wrap. So I just was thinking about that. There we go, Melinda. Okay, there we go. All right. We'll put like a little lightning bolt emoji in the chat for you. I love it. Okay. Thank y'all so much for liking the videos. He says there's 60 people watching. Please make sure you like the button, hit that like button, and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, friend. Okay, now I told y'all that I was going to hang up my political commentary hat. I told y'all that. I changed my mind. I'm not. I'm bringing it back. All right. Here in Atlanta, when I was in college, the Atlanta newspaper, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, affectionately known as the AJC, used to have a section, like this is how bored we were in college. There was a section of the newspaper called The Vent, where you could call in and leave I want to say it's like a 20-second voicemail message, something that you're venting about. You could vent about the construction around Lenox Mall. You could vent about the traffic around 285, whatever. And if they liked your vent, they would post it in the newspaper like the next day or the following or 2 days follow. So me and a couple of friends of mine, we would literally try to get in the vent every, like that's how bored we were sometimes. Like that's what I'm talking about. That's before cell phones were popping, right? So we would try to get in the vent. That was a big, like that was an accomplishment. And we would get the newspaper, rush over to the vent to see if any of us had made it into the vent the next day. We'd call each other like, yo, this is mine. You see that one right there? That's the one I did. I did that on Saturday, whatever. Totally weird, right? And y'all are familiar with this. You know, if you don't have the vent, y'all are familiar with things like Dear Abby. Dear Abby was very popular for a long time. And newspapers used to do that because it would draw attention to them. Now, of course, newspapers are not even remotely as popular as they used to be back in the day when your grandmother and grandfather used to do the crossword puzzles and all that kind of stuff like that. They're not nearly as unpopular. So now most of the attention has driven to online news, dare I say, even social media. So newscasts have had to find a way to become relevant and keep people engaged. So shout out to the 11 Alive News, which is here in Atlanta. They have found a way to take the old idea of the vent and even Dear Abby, and they've translated it into something that is very, I go as far to say extremely beneficial for the modern sensitivities as it relates to capturing news. And what they've done is they've taken the idea of fact checking and the vent and merge them together. What they've done is they allow you now to reach out to the 11 Alive with something that you want them to fact check. How crazy is that? And with that fact checking, of course, you might be the one that they highlight. If you text them or send them something to fact check, you might be the one and be like, oh, that's me on the news. So that's going to draw attention to that segment of the newscast, right? And even more than that, if they fact check it, then now you know more if what they said, if what you thought was true. Now, where am I going with that, Jason? I'm so glad that you asked, because somebody asked the 11 Alive News to fact check Fani Willis's most recent ad that she dropped after she won and beat Christian Y. Smith. Now, the reason I bring that up under my political consulting firm is Courtney Kramer. Pay attention. They literally have done your homework for you. All you got to do is put your name on it. Watch this. So I got this segment and we're going to watch it together. And one of the things that I pointed out, let me bring it in real quick.
All right, well, this election season, candidates...
Stop it right there. Okay, it's called Verify, 11 Alive Verify. I think it's kind of cool. And it definitely gives me that vibe of, man, can I... If I send them something, will they verify it? Will they check it for me? They're going to do my homework for me. But the reason I bring this up is because one of the things I pointed out about Fani Willis is she mentions numbers a lot. And they literally take those three most glaring numbers that Fani Willis regales and they fact check them for you. And they give you the fact where they tell you where they get it from. So it's not just like, we think she's right. We like her. So it's right. No, they actually tell you where they got it from. And lo and behold, some of those answers are not right. Some of those numbers are not right. So, and can't be verified. They have no idea where she got them from. They literally say, we have no idea where she got these from. I just thought that was crazy cool. So, especially if you're, an old head like me that used to read the newspaper, I see tons of you all talking about your experiences with the newspaper, word finds and comics. Oh my goodness. As a child, we used to just stay in the comics. Oh my gosh. Every day we would read the black and whites and then read the big old Sunday comics. They were the best. But I never did puzzles though. I never did puzzles. We did do coupons though. We did do coupons a lot. Anyway, so that was what you still read, Dear Abby? Wow. Is it still in there? I didn't know it was still there. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this. I thought it was super cool. So it's not super long. So let's just check it out and then we'll come back. Let's go.
They're all trying to put their best foot forward to win your vote. All right, well, this election season, candidates are all trying to put their best foot forward to win your vote. But tonight, we're taking a closer look at a campaign ad from current Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, who is facing a Republican challenger in November. Now, this ran from about mid-May until after the primary election.
Homicides are down more than 21%. Violent crime is down more than 25%. We have the third largest crime drop in America. People deserve to live free from crime.
All right, so you heard it there. And tonight, our Jennifer Bellamy with our political team at 11 Alive will verify those three claims.
This ad from Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis first came out mid-May, and she made a similar claim during her victory speech on May 21st when she won the Democratic primary in her bid for re-election. Our Verify team spent the past 3 weeks working to confirm where Willis's team got those numbers and whether her claim adds up. We started by reaching out to her campaign team as well as the city of Atlanta. The city pointed us to
I'm going to say it again. Courtney Kramer, please pay attention. 11 Alive did your homework for you. They literally did your midterm for you. All you got to do is put your name on it and present it in front of the class because they did it all for you. Watch this. Let's go.
Joint meeting with Mayor Andre Dickens and Police Chief Darren Shearbaum on January 4th. Our sources tonight include that news conference, crime reporting data from the Atlanta Police Department, and violent crime survey totals reported to the U.S. Department of Justice. Let's start with D.A. Willis's first claim in the ad. Our homicides down 21%. During that January 4th press conference, Chief Shearbaum said this.
Homicides, which are down 21% in our city. Shooting incidents are down 18%, and the number of people that were shot down 23%.
And just this month, the Department of Justice released data confirming that. Look at these numbers. From 2022 to 2023, the city of Atlanta saw a 21% drop in homicides. So we can verify, yes, there was a 21% drop in homicides in Atlanta. Now let's examine D.A. Willis's next claim. Is violent crime down more than 25%?
Okay, so let's just stop for a second. So the first one, they were able to verify where they got it from, and they can see not just from Police Chief Shearbaum, but from independent sources that was right. Okay, not a problem. And I think that's fair to do that. And I think Courtney can definitely point that out. Say, hey, violent crimes are down, but maybe we need to talk about why violent crimes are down. Is it because of the DA or is it because of the policing? Is it because of neighborhood watching? Is it because of something else? Is that truly, truly, truly on Fani Willis? I think that could be the pushback. Press there. Again, if you hear me, Courtney, I'm here to help you out. DearWokec@gmail.com. All right, let's keep going. Let's go.
The DOJ characterizes violent crime as homicides, rapes, robberies, and aggravated assaults. In addition to the drop in homicides we mentioned earlier, the data from the DOJ summary for 2022 and 2023 shows a 50% drop in rapes and about 15% drops in both robberies and aggravated assaults in Atlanta. Compared to totals from the year before, that would amount to a 16.8% drop in violent crime in 2023. So we can verify Willis's claim that violent crime is down more than 20.
Yikes. Darn it. Hate when that happens, right? So again, what could she do? Because maybe Fani Willis has some other numbers. Maybe she's using a different scale. Maybe she's using some other numbers. But again, just challenge her and ask her to show how does she get this. Because please keep in mind, if you're a victim of a violent crime, you don't care whether or not violent crimes are down. You care about the fact that you are a victim of a violent crime. So again, maybe the people in Atlanta might not see it like that because they themselves have been victims of violent crimes. So again, just please, and then also ask her, like, okay, what were violent crimes before? Like, what was it in 2022 and 2021 and maybe 2020? Again, there's more ways to look at this and approach this. And again, just keep pressing. Courtney Kramer, dearwokec@gmail.com. I'm here to help you out.
55% is not true. Now to DA Willis's final claim. Have we seen the third largest crime drop in America? It's a claim she repeated on primary night.
Understand, we have the third largest crime drop in America. We only chasing San Antonio, Texas, and Arlington, Texas, and they about to be in my rear view if you know me.
The DOJ summary only included data from 69 law enforcement agencies in the U.S. that self-reported, but the process is not mandatory, so not every city in the country is included. The summary shows Atlanta had the 8th largest drop in violent crime from 2022 to 2023.
And then she said, like literally she said, Arlington and San Antonio. And I don't know how that works if Atlanta's 8th and Arlington is 6th and San Antonio is 3rd in a drop of violent crimes. And again, please understand, is that because, again, I'm finding it hard to believe during the Summer of Love 2020, I bet you those numbers shot through the roof and they're only coming down since 2020. So you had a high before. And again, Courtney Kramer, all you gotta do is just keep pressing this. All you gotta do is press this right here. And again, please keep in mind, this is the Atlanta 11 Alive News. This is not a right-leaning pro-Trump crowd. This is your team, and they're calling you out and saying like, yeah, you might be making this stuff up, boo. So just all you gotta do is keep pressing it. Press it. Ask her to explain how this is happening. Because please keep in mind, as I said before, if you're a victim of a violent crime, I don't think you're losing sleep that the numbers are going down versus the fact that you were a victim of a violent crime. I think there's reality there. But let's keep it going. It's almost finished.
San Antonio ranked 3rd, and Arlington, Texas ranked 6th. Again, we have asked DA Willis's campaign team how it established her claims, but they have not responded. But based off of the reputable data available from other sources, we can verify no, Atlanta did not see the 3rd largest drop in violent crime. With your Verify, I'm Jennifer Bellamy.
And again, we did reach out to the city and DA Willis's team for where they got their data from. If we get any new information, we, of course, will update you. In the meantime, if you see something you'd like us to verify, you can also send us an email or text the word verify to the number right here, 404-885-7600.
I mean, I'm not saying that Courtney Kramer and her team should deliberately text and ask them to verify these things. I'm just saying that I don't think anybody would blame her if she did. Just kind of like reach out to 11 Alive News and say, hey, whatever happened to that gang prevention? Hey, are there really 300 men or rather individuals locked up in the Fulton County Jail that have not been tried? Boy, that would be, I think it would be great. Now watch this. This would be even doper. Courtney Kramer could literally, again, I'm telling you right now, I put on my political consulting hat. By the way, shout out to everybody that just stopped by. My name is Jason. I am a YouTuber and I like to do political and social commentary from a Christian male perspective. Every now and then my coffee gets really good and I come up with all these crazy ideas. So tonight, I had some really good coffee earlier, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Tonight, I'm just giving ideas to the young lady that is running against Fani Willis. I truly believe that Fani Willis is defeatable. It is. She is defeatable. Matter of fact, that's not a belief. That is a reality. Anybody can be defeated in a political campaign, a fair political campaign. It is what it is. That being the case, I like to just talk about some ways that could happen. And so I'm just throwing out ideas. If you are matter of fact, if you're on Team Fani, I'm a hired gun. You can call me. I might not talk to you, but you can call me. DearWokec@gmail.com. And I'm just throwing out ideas because you know what Courtney Kramer is? She was uber petty. She could set up her own verify situation where she asked the people of Fulton County, what are your concerns? And they text concerns to her. And she does maybe she does a shorts, maybe she does a live stream. Hey, I know a guy that owns a studio in Marietta that would absolutely love to rent to her. You know what? Courtney Kramer could literally come to, I think what's the guy's studio's name? He's right here in Marietta. It's like 78 Atlanta Street. Man, that guy. And he has a great beard. And I know that dude. I'll remember it in a second. I'm sure somebody will put it in here. She could do her own podcast. She could do her own live stream where she answers the questions that people send to her. How crazy would that be? That would be so amazing. And literally, she doesn't have to wait for anybody else she doesn't have to wait to be on somebody else's podcast. That's the thing. That's the decentralization of this situation we're in. I don't have to wait for the news to come to me. I can literally just turn on my camera and create the news for myself. Shout out. I mean, what's the name of that guy? Anybody there you go. Mr. Chaplin. It's Podium Studios. I think I have a hat for that. Oh, it's on the other side of the room. I see it. Absolutely. Man, I will absolutely. And she could literally put out, hey, text Fani to this number and ask your question. And I will do my best to answer your question. And literally, that could be her whole campaign motif, that she does a podcast where she answers your questions every day. Takes an hour and a half, 2 hours a day, and she answers your questions. Maybe she doesn't want to do it live. Maybe she just wants to do it pre-recorded. And every day at 9 o'clock, you're going to get the Courtney Kramer update from the day before. And it's just like every day when we used to look in the newspaper to look at the event. Man, come on. Man, write that down. Write that down. That coffee was amazing. I'm telling y'all, man. And I'm just saying, like, she could do it. And again, hear what I'm saying. I totally believe that anybody can lose at any moment. Somebody can lose at any moment. You could have a bad day, and I use mixed martial arts as my background analogy, so I'll use that combat sport. You could have a bad training camp. You could stub your toe walking out to the ring, and it could totally mess up your whole night. Matter of fact, one of my favorite fighters some time ago was in a fierce fight with somebody who wanted to take his absolute head off. John Jones was in a complete and utter slobber knocker with Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen wanted to take John Jones' head all the way off his head. And they fought for a regular round. A regular fight is 3 rounds. And what's called championship rounds is 5. And they're all 5 minutes long. I'm sorry. Yeah, 5 minutes. 5 minutes long. So they were fighting and they had gotten into championship round. And Chael was actually beating John Jones, who was the light heavyweight champion at that time. And this is what I mean by at any moment, something bad could happen. John Jones is fighting Chael Sonnen and somehow or another stepped weird and his big toe actually broke in the ring. The ref did not see it. John Jones was able, I think, if I remember correctly, Chael Sonnen saw that his toe broke, like bone sticking out of the skin. And he looked down and John Jones clocked him and knocked him out. And he only had a few seconds left in the championship rounds. And according to the scorecard, Chael Sonnen would have won if that fight had gone to a decision. But just in a split second, Chael Sonnen was off game, was not looking where he needed to be looking. John Jones clocked him, and he won the fight. And he would have lost had it gone to the judges. So at any moment, and again, that was probably the most split hair. That was probably the best example of you could lose at any moment. So where am I going with that? Fani Willis can be beaten. It's not a matter of she's unbeatable. I've heard people say she's unbeatable. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that she's unbeatable. I believe that if you put your effort and you put your motion into it, she will be beaten. And she's beatable. I've gone over what are some of Fani Willis's 3 strongest qualities. Take those 3 strongest qualities away from her. And then she has to defeat you in areas that she's not good at. Fani Willis is not good at debate. I'm sorry. Now, I don't know how well Courtney Kramer is in debate, but I'm going to tell you right now, Fani Willis is horrible in debate. All you got to do is get her in her black girl magic, and she going to show a whole fool right there. Strong black queen. Yep. And she going to make a fool of herself. That's all it takes. So again, I'm just here, just theorizing, hypothesizing. Courtney Kramer, if you would like me to, dearwokec@gmail.com. Absolutely. Hey, Fani, if you want me to analyze and share with you what I think your strong suits and your weaknesses are, I will not help you. But I appreciate you reaching out to me, though. That'd be great. And, hey, we can, whatever. Yo, she's made a ton of people mad in the music industry. Trust me, she's beatable. That's the thing I really want people to understand. Anybody is beatable at any time. The NFL champions could be beaten. The NBA champions can be beaten. You're not impervious to being beat. It's just a matter of whether or not your opponent believes that he or she is able to beat you, and they're capable of beating you, and they've prepared themselves to beat you. And that's what I'm saying. Courtney Kramer, all she's got to do is just prepare herself, and she could put an absolute, an unequivocal trouncing on in a fair election. She could put a trouncing on Fani Willis, and I think it would be glorious. I think it would be great for everybody to see, like, yo, you can be beat. Because please keep in mind, not everybody in Georgia. Now, granted, sure, you see a lot of people that all excited about Fani and all that kind of stuff like that. But please keep in mind, a lot of those people are not in Fulton County. What was that? The International Women's Day. That was here in Cobb County. And I watched the video. I know people that were in that audience with her. They're Cobb County residents. Now, sure, they might give you some money, but they can't vote for you because they live in Cobb County. I know where these people live. So just because you have people there supporting you does not necessarily mean that that you're just indefeatable. You're just indestructible. I just don't believe that. I'm not in any way, shape, or form. I know even a very intelligent person that comes through my channel, I disagree with him. I don't think Fani is indefeatable. I don't think she's indefeatable. It is a matter of whether or not you are able. This is what needs to happen. Take the time, step back and look at a Trump rally. Now, whether you like Trump or not, matter of fact, if you don't like Trump, I really want you to do this. Take the time, step back out of your feelings, get rid of the orange man bad and the Trump derangement syndrome. Just step back, and just look at it. Look at the energy. Look at the excitement. Look at the enthusiasm that these people have. And then just take notes. You see people with their cars laden down with Trump stuff. I mean, wrapped with Trump stuff. You see them coming in there wearing all the paraphernalia, this, that, and the other, and this, that. And it's just write it down. And then go look at a Biden rally and take note of the exact same things. Are there people coming? Is there a high level of excitement? Is there immense enthusiasm? Are they themselves excited to be around each other? Is there camaraderie around the people, the crowd? Are they excited to be around each other? It's like a family reunion, or is it just like, oh, we're just here because we hate Trump? Like what is it? And I think if you do that, if you're honest, again, put away your Trump derangement syndrome, put away your orange man bad for just a moment. I think you'll agree, Trump's people are excited. If they could vote today, they would vote today. If they had to stand in line today to vote in November, you know good and well, more people would be standing in line to vote for Trump 5 months before than would be voting for Biden. You know that. You know it because I know it. And if you just be honest, don't lie to yourself. Don't lie. Self-deception is not truth. Just be honest. So now, the same thing. Let's rewind now and downgrade. What does Courtney Kramer need to do to get that level of excitement? She definitely needs to talk. She needs to have rallies. She needs to be in these people's faces And not only that, but she needs to talk about what she's going to do, not just what he doesn't do, because there is a difference. I can say, this person doesn't do this. He's a bad person. He dresses bad, and I heard that he doesn't tie his shoes. Sure, but what are you going to do? Just talk about what you're going to do. Talk about what you're going to do. That's it. Courtney, I'm here to help you out. I'm here to help you out. I'm here to help you out. If you need help, dearwokec@gmail.com. I'm here to help you out. And again, and I believe anybody's beatable. I don't care. I mean, let's go back to Michael Jordan era. They didn't win every game. They won the key games, but the Bulls didn't win every single game. They were beatable. Even with Michael Jordan on 10, they still were beatable. You pick up the Lakers at any time. They were beatable. They're beatable at any time. You just have to be willing to get in there and drag them into championship rounds. Fani Willis has never been in championship rounds. That is a great point that many contenders who have fought mixed martial arts champions who've gone to the decisions, because a decision, again, is 5 rounds. So if you go to a decision and they've won, they're defending champions, and you are a contender and all you've ever fought are 3 rounds. So you've never been in a 4th round. You've never known what it's like to be tired at the end of a 4th round and want to quit. You don't know what it's like to get hit in the head in your 5th round and you still got to keep your eyes on this target and stay involved. Fani Willis has never been drugged into 5th round. Courtney Kramer, welcome Fani Willis to the 5th round. Bring her to championship rounds. Drag her in. Drag her right now. You got almost 5 months. Each month is a round. 6. Yeah. Okay. Each month is a round. And this treat each month, this is round 1. And I'm going to work you over. Round 2, I'm going to drag you through all of your numbers and all of this false bravado. Round 3, we're going to debate and I'm going to give you that work. Round 4, you've never been to round 4, but guess what? Neither have you. So therefore, you are in, because your mindset is already there, you are already ahead of the game because you're already thinking, what is it going to be like round 5? Not, I'm going to knock you out in round 1. Because you knock everybody out in round 1, you'll never know what it's like to fight in round 5. You'll never know what it's like to go to the decision. Because in the decision, in this bad example that I'm just giving, the decision is the vote. So you can't take her out in round 1 or round 2 or round 3 or round 4. You got to drag her all the way into the deep waters that they've never been in before, round 5. So again, dearwokec@gmail.com. I'm here for you. I'm here to cause chaos. That's all I want to do is just cause chaos. All right. Chaplain said he's at 79%. Where am I at? Okay, I was wrong. I was at 98% initially, so now I'm at 97%. I typed something wrong. I'm sorry. Okay, what are we talking about? Oh. No. Oh, no. I never said Jordan lost a championship. No, I'm saying like when they were defending champions, so like they won in 93. Well, the 94 season, they didn't win every game in the 94 season. That's what I meant. I hope I didn't say, I don't want to say like he's lost championships. I'm sorry. That wasn't what I was trying to say. I was only saying that the Bulls, the team doesn't win all 120, 130 games no, it can't be that many. That's baseball. It's 80. They got 80 games in a season. They didn't win all 80 games. Now, there have been years when they won like 74 of them and stuff like that. But no, they've never won every game. That's all I'm saying. Oh, I hope that makes sense. Hey, hear what I'm saying. I love that Courtney Kramer has been on other people's podcasts. There is absolutely zero reason that Courtney Kramer doesn't have her own podcast. And I'm not saying that because I want her to come to my studio either. Just turn on your camera and just do it. Just do it yourself. That's all you got to do. And I do want to thank Kenya right here. Thank you so much for the very gracious super chat. Thank you very much. Fani failed to acknowledge the significant increase in crime during 2020 and 2021. When looking at the statistics before 2019, it's evident the crime of Atlanta has reached unprecedented levels. Amen. Thank you so much for that, Kenya. And Kenya's right here in Georgia too, so in Atlanta as well. So she's aware of this and she definitely keeps me on my toes. And yes, I think you're right. Like, I don't think I think the decrease needs to be considered in the wholeness. And again, that's what Courtney Kramer could ask. Like, what was it under Paul Howard? And of course, 2020 was crazy. Absolutely. So nobody is saying that 2020 didn't bring a whole boatload of crazy. But the problem is, when that skyrocket happened and now it's decreasing, what was that skyrocket? Because please understand, that was unheard of, the amount of crime that was going on in Atlanta at that point. And then again, I know somebody asked it even, is this because you stopped prosecuting crimes? Is it because you're not calling them out? Is that why the numbers are going down? Just something to consider, something to think about. I'm just saying. But thank you very much, Kenya, for that. Oh, okay. Got you, fam. I got you. Yes, yes. That's a great question. And I'm going to say the reason people would want Fani back as DA is because they know that people are much more comfortable with the devil they know than the devil they don't know. And so if Fani Willis is just easy to vote for somebody you already know. We see this with incumbents all the time. So again, just using my example of a defending light heavyweight or heavyweight champion. If you are a defending champion, that is akin to being a incumbent. You've been fighting before to keep your belt or keep this title as heavyweight or light heavyweight champion. So it's akin to incumbency. So here, in the exact same thing, Fani Willis is an incumbent. And many people a lot of people root for the defending champion over the challenger unless the challenger is able to tell a compelling story and convince people, help them see, like, yo, this person will be a much better champion than a champion that we already know. That's the problem. Courtney Kramer must recast the story. She must come in and tell a compelling story. And she can tell a compelling story by looking at Fulton County Jail and say there's 300 plus people in here that have not been indicted. Day one, we will have them either A, out, or B, through the system. We can look at all of the craziness going on with the finances. She could say day one, we're going to have this accounting firm come in and audit us so we'll know where we are and where we stand. That's going to be totally different than the shell game shenanigans that have been going on in Fulton County at this moment. Again, all you got to do is push them where they don't want to go. Again, if you're familiar with being a first round princess, you usually finish the fight in the first round. Then my job is to not get knocked out in the first round. And I'm going to drag you into the second round. And we're already in unfamiliar territory. You are already unfamiliar because you've never been to a second round or a third round or whatever. So therefore, you already in choppy water. Then I'm gonna drag you into the fourth round, and I'm gonna drag you in the fifth round, and you in some deep kimchi at this point. That's all it is. That's it. But having Fani back could allow her to take blame. Well, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Let me just be honest with you. I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. I'm not a prophet, and I'm definitely not the son of a prophet, but I'm going to tell you that Trump case ain't going to see the light of day after August. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's already on a stay. It's already on a stay. If Fani Willis gets disqualified anytime sooner than that, that case is as good as done. You can go ahead and look at Goodwill. You'll find that Trump case there at Goodwill because it's not going to be on the sales right. I mean, it's not going to be marquee anywhere else. So I don't think that's not even the biggest concern because many people saw the sham that was the kangaroo court in New York. They're already looking with the eye of scrutiny what's going on here. The interest, a lot of the interest in it has died down significantly because they didn't see justice done up in New York. So I'm not trying to disagree with you, but I don't think that's I think moving Fani Willis out of here is probably the best thing that could happen for her. Matter of fact, I think it'd be better for her, truth be told. I don't know who Jason Hodges is, like his first name, by the way. Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question, Transplanted Texan. I would love for her to, hey, turn up the heat. Let's go. Let's start the bell. Let's go. Good to see you, Nakia. Always good to see you. Thank you for stopping by on this evening. Thank you so much. All right, what am I missing? Looks like I got everybody. Looks like I got all the good people already. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for that, Kenya. We're going to talk about the Black church on Tuesday. I have Pastor Seymour Hellegard coming from California. I think he's now in the process of relocating to Tennessee. He's going to be on, and he did a fantastic job. And I'll have to drop that link to that. He did a fantastic job talking about MLK recently. And, there was a lot of dust up over MLK. And I think a lot of people would do themselves a service to just take the time to actually listen to what is being said rather than disagreeing when somebody calls MLK and says that, MLK was not a Christian. Just listen before you get too angry. Let me find this link real quick. And he gave a fantastic, it was literally just like this week or 2 weeks ago. Let me find it real quick. But it was a really good, he called it a pastor's soapbox, and just kind of explained. And the reason I want him to come on is to talk about that and kind of share where he was and what is his thought process about that. And where's the larger video? Where is it? I'll find it. I'm gonna stop looking. I'm gonna look and talk at the same time. So anyway, that's why I have Pastor Hellegard, because I think this right here is probably the last bastion of support, the hardest. Let me say it like this. This is probably the strongest thing that Fani has in her benefit, which is the Black church. So what do you do when the Black church has been completely and totally hoodwinked into believing a lie? Well, what you do is you present to them the truth. But at the end of the day, the Black church does not represent all of Fulton County. Sure, there are a ton of Black people in Fulton County, and there's a ton of Black churches in Fulton County. Problem is, not every Black person goes to a Black church in Fulton County, and not every Black person in Fulton County is deceived by this foolishness. So there is definitely room to parse that. So again, I think that should be on her. That should still be on her list, and recognize this is a strong suit that Fani has, and it needs to be dealt with. Maybe that'd be in round 4. Maybe that'd be round 5, right before the election. Round 5, she really goes on a full frontal assault on Fani Willis's support from the Black church and help them see. But at this point, this is a great question, James Irvin. Are any pastors pushing back against Fani? I'm going to say I don't know, and simply because I don't think we've kind of gotten used to pastors and churches doing what they're not supposed to be doing. I don't think they're supposed to be doing political pundency. And same thing with Trump too. I don't believe they should be doing that. And when we see that, I think we get used to seeing it and we're like, oh, nobody's pushing back. No, they don't need to push back like that per se, because it's inappropriate. So you'll see Democrats do it all the time. You saw Jamal Bryant like, oh, what does it say? I'm supposed to be bipartisan. I'm constrained by the government to be bipartisan, but then continues to talk partisan. I don't even understand how that works. But so I do believe that you are correct in asking the question, but I think the best thing to do for a pastor to do is to continue to bring God's word to bear to the congregation. It's not about preaching against Fani. It's not about preaching pro-Trump or anti-Biden or whatever like that. Give the people the truth of God's word and allow God's word to do what it needs to do in the hearts and minds of people. So at the end of the day, if you're a faithful pastor, just remember to be a faithful pastor. That's it. Yeah, social media costs nothing. It costs absolutely nothing to turn on your phone, to go live to Instagram, live to Twitter, live to Facebook, live to YouTube, and just answer questions. That's all it takes. And you can have people, you can literally have people text you questions, and they, again, was 150 characters. They text questions and you'll get their numbers. So they can be included in your email blast. They can be included in your text message blast. Maybe, and then from there, you have the question. You answer the question as a live stream. You answer the question as a short. And now you got 25 pieces of content every day that you're putting up. Because you could do the live stream, Courtney, answering questions that your people send you via text. You answer them as a large piece of content. So let's say it takes you an hour and a half to answer 25 really good questions. Sure, you're going to get some dingbat questions. Sure, you're going to get some inappropriate stuff. That's why you send it to I'm sure there's a text message situation that you can create that those numbers will go to, and they don't go to like your personal phone or anything of that nature. So let's say you have 25 questions and you take 3 minutes to answer each question. So at the end of the day, when the smoke clears, we're somewhere trending at about 90 minutes almost, right? So then you take those 25 questions and your team chops those 25 questions into 25 individual shorts. And you just bombard. You are bullish on YouTube, bullish on TikTok, bullish on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, X, whatever it's called this Tuesday. You're bullish on there. You're dropping these things every hour and a half, every 3 hours, you're dropping a video, and you're dropping up a video all the time. And just keep doing that every day. And then by the end of the week, if you did that every day, Monday through Friday, and let's just say you had 25 questions each day, you would be in the ballpark of 125 videos in a week. And let's just say you did that for 2 weeks. You'd have 250 pieces of micro content on all the social platforms, and that'd be 2 weeks. At this point, you could start recycling them. At that point, you probably wouldn't even need to do any more after 2 weeks. And that's assuming that you only got 25 in the initial run. Let's just say you had some really great ones, or let's say you had some that were really insane, and then you started doing on Saturday, you do like bloopers reel, and then people will say, oh, like, man, she's like a normal person, she's laughing at herself, or she's laughing at the questions that people are asking, and then she or being lighthearted. Let me say it like that, lighthearted. Please understand, please, Courtney Kramer, please look into mixed martial arts. Because I believe truly that that's what you need. If you see how mixed martial arts works, that there are countless different ways that somebody can, the underdog can become the champion, just in a blink of an eye. Does it always happen? Absolutely not. Can it happen? Absolutely. So that's all it takes. That's all it takes. Is you just to put in the work. And you just answer the questions, and you just keep pressing. And when you're not doing that, after the 2 weeks, you got content. You're just recycling content at that point. Then you start going and you press her and make her, and you start doing live press conferences outside the jail, outside the auditing firm, outside the youth juvenile gang prevention center that's still closed. You call on the carpet those pastors that stood around her and ask, why is it okay that they support Fani, but they don't support you, and you desire to see their community is as safe as anybody else? Will they support you? And you put the onus on them. So again, just keep pressing. I think at the end of the day, this is a war of attrition. And if you're willing to keep pressing and keep pushing and dragging, and again, you're going to drag Fani into waters that she's never been. I've not found a good debate by her. I'm saying that right now. I've not found a good debate that I can say, oh, this is an excellent example of Fani Willis's ability to maintain decorum and remain composed debate. Then why do you think that is? Why do you think it is that she doesn't do debates? I think we all know. Push her into a debate. Matter of fact, why don't you contact the Louder Milk group and go ahead and get that scheduled right now? Why don't you be aggressive about it? Be bullish about it. They ain't doing nothing. They've been put on hold on the Trump case. And remember, she got rid of all the backlog. So she doesn't have anything. Matter of fact, what about the backlog? That's another great verify question. So she's gotten rid of all the backlog. She magically got rid of it. She doesn't have the Trump case because they've been put on stay. They cannot do any work pertaining to it until the appeal has been heard. So what is she doing? What is Fani doing right now? There you go. If y'all talk about Georgia State water main breaks. We have a very aged water system. I'm sorry. We have if you're talking about, oh no, y'all not talking about that. I'm sorry. I apologize. Forgive me. Forgive me. But yeah, that's all I'm saying, man. Just. All right. Yeah, and politicized pulpits make the Democratic machine go round. And on Tuesday, we're going to have Pastor Hellegard come on, and we're going to talk about that. You know, what is the proper role of the church in a political season or in a highly politicized world? Like, what should the church be doing? And I think we all know what he's going to say, but we'll be talking about that on Tuesday. What's going on, Susie Q? Good to see you, Susie. Grace and peace. Thank you so much. She hit more people with RICO, but she ain't fixing her own RICO case. She ain't fixing that Young Thug case. That Young Thug case is a dumpster fire. Again, when you can literally type in Young Thug trial montage and you get all of these video clips of the foolishness that goes on in the Young Thug case, I think it's fair to say that case has gone off the rails. I'm not just saying that. I think it's true. Excellent. Thank y'all so much, though. Y'all, I really do appreciate it. Let me just real quick say, yeah, I would love to add my 2 cents to the political landscape. So, you know, hopefully we can have Courtney Kramer on or whatever like that. Again, like I said, I'll gladly rent the studio to them to do that. So hopefully we'll see that soon enough. I do want to say thank y'all so much, y'all. To the live chat, whether you're day one or this is your first day, it doesn't matter. I want to say thank you so much for the feedback, whether it be here in the live chat. Many of you have emailed me. Many of you are members of my Discord. You've sent me comments and feedback in Discord. I really do appreciate it. And I want to say thank you very much for that, because it does help me continue to add value to this channel, because that's ultimately what I want to do, is give you value where you say, hey, this was worth my time, because I don't want you to waste your time, because if you're wasting it, it's not good for you. So I think you could be doing something else with your time. So I really do want to say thank you. So to everybody that's emailed me, that's sent me text messages, that's been on the Discord, or just commenting right here, I really do appreciate it. It really means a lot. And I want to say thank you so much to the new subscribers. Thank you very much for joining. I'm glad you found value in this. Thank you. And continue to stop by. You're a member of the best live chat on the planet. So thank you so much. As well as my members. Thank you for those who are members of Dear Woke Christian. Thank you so very much for your support of me and my efforts here. Your support goes to help me provide better content, to get better. Like, again, I took the course on live streaming. I plan on taking another course on Ecamm and how to better use Ecamm Live, because y'all know your boy be struggle streaming over here, right? So I'm working on that. Next month, I'll be going to Podcast Summit, learning how to be a better podcaster, because at the end of the day, I want to give you all much more value than what you're getting. Than what you expect when you come here. So thank you so much to the 25 members we have here at Dear Woke Christian on YouTube, as well as my Buy Me a Coffee crowd. I really do thank you. And then everybody that stopped by the store and bought a Atlanta Must Be Stopped. Oh, I was going to wear that. Darn it. I was going to wear my Atlanta Must Be Stopped shirt. I had planned to, and then I grabbed this polo. I don't know why I grabbed the polo. That's my fault. But anyway, I want to say thank you so much to everybody who's stopped by the merchandise store. I really do appreciate it. I think we sold about 15, 16 items so far. That means a lot. It means a lot. I'm glad y'all like my little designs and such like that. Thank you so much for that. My goal this month is to kick it up to 25. So if you want a good shirt, check it out. Check it out for sure. And I appreciate anybody. If you are a content creator, and what I mean by that is you're trying to do YouTube, you're trying to do podcasting and such like that. If you do need equipment, I have been collecting stuff that I've bought, that I've upgraded from or bought and didn't use. I'm going to be putting it on my Buy Me a Coffee page. It's going to be first come, first serve. So I got like some mic arms, these Elgato mic arms. I think I got 1 or 2 Elgato lights. I got a strip light that kind of is behind me right here. I know somebody asked me about it one time, like this light that's behind me. I have that, as well as I got a couple of other little things I found. If you need some technology to help you in your pursuit of getting into this YouTube game, check out my Buy Me a Coffee page. Give me till tomorrow because I haven't taken the pictures of the stuff yet. I've been just collecting it around the house and out of the studio, but it'll be there. So if you're looking for, again, mic arms, if you're looking for lights and all that kind of jazz, it'll be on my Buy Me a Coffee page. And I would love for you to check it out. Let me know. It'll be first come. So as soon as it goes up, if you want it, just send me a message how much you want for it, and we'll go from there, and we're going to get it shipped out to you as quickly as possible. And that is everything. I really do appreciate these. These are a lot of fun. I really have a blast with y'all. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow is Monday. Oh, by the way, on Wednesday, President Firstborn is taking her driving test. So pray for Trina I think it's like 10:30 on Wednesday. She has been crushing it. She's been doing a great job. We live streamed yesterday while she was driving me all around town yesterday. And it was a members live stream. We had a great time. So pray for her. She seems pretty confident. She doesn't seem nervous or anything like that. We'll see come, as we get closer to Wednesday, but that's that. And then she goes to camp. She goes away for a month next weekend. So this time next week, we won't be doing a live stream next Sunday because I'll be coming back from dropping her off at school. But dropping her off for the summer month thing that she's going to be at. So, but we'll do something on Friday for sure. And Saturday we have to get her ready to go. So I'll keep you posted for sure. No surprises, anything like that. Let me see. I think that's everything. I see some good people have jumped into the chat. I want to thank all of you. It looks like 117 of y'all have liked the video. I appreciate it very much. And as I said in the beginning of my closing, I appreciate all the feedback that I've been getting on how to make this better production, how to increase in the value of this. Because at the end of the day, I want you to feel like you've gotten something out of the time that we've spent together. So I really do appreciate it. I want to say thank you. And it wasn't on my notes, but I really want to say thank you to the moderators again. Because you all, from dropping links to updating things and all that kind of stuff like that, you guys are great. So I really do appreciate it. And it really does mean a lot that you all have taken the helm right here and are doing a great job of just supporting the channel and keeping that value high, the value high. So I will definitely keep you posted on President Firstborn's driving test. I can't wait. I cannot wait because she's been doing such a great job, and I can imagine how good she's going to do. So we will see. And then I got to go find some kind of way because I don't know, maybe I'll let her take my car and I'll just ride my bike to the studio. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll have to figure it out or have her. I don't know. I'm going to figure out something about this car thing. We'll figure it out. But y'all, I appreciate you so much. Let's do this. Let's do this again tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. And how about we look at it, unpack what's going on in the week. Probably do it tomorrow night, 7. I'll make sure that you get the update, all that kind of stuff like that. You gonna host for me next weekend? Oh, fam, okay. That would be wild. Have a guest. Can I do that? I think I'd have to give you all my credentials. How would I do that? Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I don't know. Maybe I have Rick Caldwell from Caldwell Apologetics or something like that. Maybe we'll do that. We'll figure it out. But yeah, because you know what? I do want to talk about something tomorrow. I want to talk about this Ebony K. Williams foolishness. The young lady, she's a 40-year-old power attorney in New York, black woman that is now going to be a single mom, and she went through IVF to become a single mom. I want to talk about that. There's been a lot of great podcasters that have been talking about it. I believe Q has talked about it. April from Standard Truth Podcast, Violet from Berean Babes, as well as Jarena from Follower of the Way. They all have talked about it, but I want to throw my little 2 cents in there tomorrow. Maybe like a 10-minute rant, not a long rant, because the ladies have done a great job, but maybe like a little 5-minute rant on it. But I just want to say again, so that's what we'll talk about tomorrow for sure. But again, thank y'all so much. I really do appreciate it. And let's do this again real soon. Everybody, thank you all so much. Have a fantastic rest of your Sunday. And by God's grace, I'll see you real soon. Grace and peace. Take care.